All I know is that Treasury Secretary Tom Bessent, he had time today. Like, he was giving all of them a run for their money. Nobody had an answer for him. I mean, one of the particular highlights I would say is his exchange between Congressman Gregory Meeks, how that quickly turned into a heated exchange, mainly on Gregory Meeks' side of things. It became I guess, a self-righteous look at trying to hold someone accountable. But Tom Bessent had the receipts. He was like, look, if you go low, I'm taking you to hell.
All you have to ask is yes or no.
No, Congressman.
All you have to ask
the
is yes or
OCC
no.
is an independent entity, and I would know, Congressman.
I take that as a no.
You traveled to Venezuela.
I take that as a no.
On behalf of
I take that as a no.
On behalf of your donors.
You do not want to answer that question. I take that as a no.
For a $7 billion.
Gentleman's time is
Asking you to
expired.
do your responsibility as Secretary of the Treasury.
To a Venezuelan.
You do not.
Mr. Meeks,
Will you?
time is expired.
You cannot erase what you did in
He's the one that went past your time, Mr. Chairman.
No, and the
He did not answer my question.
order,
and he wouldn't
order,
pass the
Mr.
time.
Meeks. He had 6 seconds left to try to answer your question, and the
It was
time
a yes or no. It was a yes or no answer. I asked him, will he? No, it was
Gentlemen,
yes
the
or
chair
no.
recognizes
OCC
the
is an
gentleman.
independent-
Stop
Mr.
covering
Bessent.
for the president.
Yeah, well,
Stop
Mr.
being his flunky.
okay. Yeah, and
Gentlemen,
He's talking to me. I'm responding
you're
to him.
But I do want to get into this video today with Tom Bessent in his interaction with Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She is a Democrat out of Massachusetts. She has definitely shifted the focus. Well, she took a different approach. Hers wasn't as very direct and confrontational. Like, there were some moments throughout to where it got kind of like, but she didn't go there all the way. I think one of the reasons why is because I think Tom Bessent got some receipts too. And if she went there, he was going to go there too. And I think that if anything, with all these investigations going on, because I know she's a part of the squad. So you got Ilhan Omar out here. I guess her net worth is $47 million, taking plays out the Nancy Pelosi book. And I don't know. You got Ayanna Pressley that has, I think they said a net worth of $8 million. It's interesting. And it's interesting how they all came in saying that they were this and what they weren't going to do. But it seems to be, and these things may be perfectly legal. I don't know. These all things are alleged as far as their investigation. But it's kind of like that saying from The Dark Knight. Quote is, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I'm not too sure if they've had that villain arc yet. You spout out all these different things on what you're for, how you're for the people, how you have these different slogans to kind of show what you represent. But then behind the scenes, you're doing things that are contrary. You say you're a socialist or a Marxist, but you operate in a capitalist society and you still do things. You still hold businesses like a capitalist. You're part of the free market. Hypocritical, yes. So it's just interesting, needless to say. But I would say that in this interaction, let's get to it real quick, is that she's going to talk about affordability, especially the rising cost of baby products, and raise questions about the economic outcomes for Black Americans. I think the bigger question is whether these outcomes are being tied directly to policy design or whether they're being framed in a way that assumes intent without fully unpacking the economic forces behind them. So without further ado, we can go ahead and jump into this one.
Off 9 months ago, the average American spends over $20,000 on baby costs in the first year of having a baby. Essential products like car seats are more expensive because of Trump tariffs. You told me last time that they were under consideration, but nothing has changed since May of last year, much to the distress of families. There is still no exemption for tariffs on baby products. For the record, Mr. Secretary, how many tariff exemptions are there?
There are actually very few now.
You're right. Actually, I think there's some 30 pages of exemptions totaling over 1,000, including for asbestos. Can you explain to families across America, working families struggling to make ends meet, why baby products?
I get where she's going with that. Her argument that she's trying to set up is that Trump tariffs don't exempt baby products. Baby products are expensive right now. Therefore, Trump doesn't care about American families and babies. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. But, I could be wrong.
That are required by law are not exempt from Trump's tariffs.
Again, Congressman or Congresswoman, it is a matrix, and many of these products, unfortunately, are made in China. And
Mr. Secretary, reclaiming my time.
everything that goes to
It's an unacceptable answer. You've had 9 months. You told me it was under consideration.
It's an unacceptable answer. I mean, it isn't if they're in a trade war with China still with these tariffs. But I will say this is rising baby costs are a real concern. I get it. But attributing them solely to tariffs and then claiming that proves presidential indifferences or indifferences with Tom Bessent is definitely a logical leap. Yeah. Because tariffs are broad trade instruments, not family pricing policies. Consumer prices are shaped by supply chains, corporate pricing, labor, and inflation. We know this. You can argue tariffs have costs without turning a complex economic issue into a moral accusation. What she's doing here, not allowing him to explain himself and painting the picture is that, looky here, Trump administration, villain, political games, theatrics. Let's continue.
You've had 9 months to think about it, and while you've been thinking about it, working families have been struggling. When it is required by law that they have many of these essential baby costs, your report from the Department of Treasury refers to them, car seats, as essential safety tools. So if you can acknowledge that, this is...
Well, I will acknowledge the gas to run the car.
Well, listen,
is that a 5-year
you've
loan?
included...
Ooh, he got it with that chicken wing right there. Say gas has been dropping. You gonna give us credit for that? You talking about baby products. You want to cherry pick, but we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Unlike the previous administration, inflation was extremely high. Yeah. I don't know how, again, Tom Bessent just hit that one line into her and she about to crumble. Everything about to break down. So, oh man, he got a great point. Let me pivot. And that's what she does.
You've included asbestos in your exemptions. So you're telling me you can do asbestos and not baby products? This means my time.
Asbestos. Asbestos is used for water treatment last time I checked. But aside of that point right there, even with that though, you're still cherry picking. You're cherry picking things. You're trying to find something because you probably know you don't have anything. And right now you have to look strong. You have to look like you are standing up to the oppressors for the people with that $8 million net worth attached to that as well too. But she's not trying to let him answer. She's not trying to let him answer. She's trying to pivot to something else real quick and try to catch him off guard. But Tom don't play that. Tom like, okay.
I think you would want children to be safe in their homes.
Mr. Secretary, parents with newborns don't want to hear your excuses. They need to keep their babies safe. They want to comply with the law, and they need action to lower costs, period. So will you exempt baby products from tariffs, yes or no?
Again, we will.
Yes or no? Mr. Secretary, respectfully.
We will look at.
Mr. Secretary, respectfully.
Congresswoman,
yes
I do
or
not.
no?
I am the Treasury Secretary. I am not the USTR.
You're claiming my time.
I'm not the President of the United States.
Claiming my time.
So you're asking the wrong person.
I'll take
It's the gentle lady's time.
And
claiming my time, Mr.
this
Secretary.
is Financial Stability Oversight Council.
Mr. Secretary, then I ask for your advocacy then. Because a no or a non-answer is unacceptable to the working families you claim to care so much about. Moving on.
I don't know, it's the gentle lady's time.
I'm agreeing with you.
Mr. Secretary, it's the gentle lady's time.
You will have my advocacy.
Okay, thank you. Can you say that again for the record?
Sorry.
Can you say that again? For the record?
I am.
I will have your advocacy
I am one voice.
for an exemption.
I am one voice.
Okay. Have you been paying attention to the high rate of unemployment for Black workers? Are you aware of that? The high unemployment rate for Black workers?
It is traditionally higher than for all workers.
Well, listen, no, it's through the roof.
All workers. She trying to isolate that to Black workers. She got to pander. She got to pander to them people. Does she really care? I don't know. I mean, she did, I think she was for their reparations bill. They're trying to get pushed forward. All workers, though. Can't say that, though. Can't say all workers. You're not being inclusive enough, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Through the roof right now. There's hundreds of thousands of Black workers that have been pushed out of the workforce, and the unemployment rates for Black workers and all workers are among the highest they've been since the COVID-19 pandemic. Black workers contribute over $1 trillion to the U.S. economy, but the push out of these workers from the workforce has led to a loss of $37 billion in the GDP.
Economists would tell you that they do not include race into the GDP, which is the gross domestic product. She is correct. Credible data supports the idea that Black workers and households collectively contribute well over $1 trillion to the U.S. economy through labor, consumption, and business activity. The exact figure varies depending on whether you're measuring wages, spending, and total economic output. Black buying power is largely rooted in wages earned from healthcare, transportation, logistics, government, service industries, and manufacturing, which collectively make up the core employment base for many Black workers in the U.S. Interpretation, these are cyclical sectors that are frontline. Some would argue that some of these are frontline in jobs or careers. Whenever the economy shifts, the volatility at that point in time makes those jobs unstable. So they're going to be the first ones to go, essentially. But I digress. Let's get back to it.
In the GDP, with Black women being among, just so y'all know, the most educated and most active in seeking work, their push out is a glaring warning sign for where our economy is headed, because Black workers, Black women in particular, have always been the canaries in the coal mine. So this is a problem for everyone. Black women are bearing the brunt, but everyone will feel this hurt. I have led letters to Fed Chair Powell calling for action to be taken. He is also a member of FSOC. So I want to ask you, Mr. Secretary, will you commit to analyzing Black unemployment rates specifically and its impacts on financial stability? Yes or no?
I will analyze Black unemployment rates.
Wonderful. And when will you get us a report and a plan of action? I was thinking March 6th.
I can't commit to a date.
Okay. All right. Well, I think March 6th makes sense. I'd give you over a month, which is more than enough time to convene that working group and to report out your findings. I know you already have the infrastructure to do that. So at the end of the day, Black families, Black futures, and the lives and livelihoods of all who call this country home are depending on you to act. And with that, happy Black History Month. I yield back.
And thank you. And I was sorry to see you not run for Senate.
Great. Pride yourself on being Black and educated. Why don't you collaborate with his group, with his team? You're putting it all on him. You're saying, hey, look, you figure this out. I mean, if that's not symbolic of some type of, behavior there, a pattern there, hey, you figure this out. I'll be back here just chilling. I'll hear the complaints of individuals, of the Black individuals, the families. This one, she tried to be slick with it. She was slick with it. Hey, don't talk. Because the more you talk, I ain't going to look good. Because you've been making my my comrades, my fellow Democratic friends, look like fools today. Or the past couple days. $8 million net worth, though. Well, I'll say this. Get at me in the comments, please. Be safe out there. And please like, subscribe, and share an unaffiliated mind. Until next time, deuces. Yes, sir.